to show you the stuff that's on here. We're Group 6. We started out by seeing if we could come up with some instant ideas based on the initial brief, and dismissed an app for voting mid-lane huggers off the motorway straight away. But one of them stood out, and that was, well, let me give you the quick elevator pitch that we came up. So I'm an experienced cyclist. I want to lead or encourage new cyclists or people who perhaps are very confident to cycle safely into work in their town. Or I'm a less confident cyclist, and I want to join a group that knows the best way into town or into work for me, so that I can cycle safely and perhaps meet a few people on the way. We came up with a few names. We haven't really settled on one yet. But bike train, I think we were referring to it as a bus, or society, social cycling, caravan something. If you've got ideas, then we're welcome. So the type of users that we looked at were experienced cyclists, because we need someone who's willing to lead, and new cyclists, or people who really aren't very confident but would love to be cycling, and also perhaps people who already cycle, commute, but don't know the town or don't know where they are and would like to know the best or the nicest or the most beautiful routes into town. We considered a whole load of features that include things like to encourage people to lead by awarding them a jersey, for instance, or how to identify that leader. Also, feature-wise, how you were going to register to become part of the bike bus, and how many people joined your bus, or maybe how many people are intending to, where your bus is actually going to go, where you train, the route. What happens if you wake up in the morning and you're leading one and you're feeling ill and you can't really do it? So we follow some user journeys, how to set up a route. You start the app and you get on your way to work, so your mobile device is telling the rest of the group where you are. And Joanna, she's waiting, or she's in her house, she checks her phone, oh, the group's on its way. She gets an alert, oh, it's coming in 10 minutes. She sees the group approaching, because now she's by the side of the road, and she cycles off following the leader until she gets near her work, and off she goes. And after she's done the route, maybe 10 times or 5 times, she's offered to become a leader of her own, so that perhaps if she decides to go at 8:30 and the rest of the group's going at 9 o'clock, then she could lead another group in. We talked about technology. We'd like to do, we think there'd have to be some sort of website where you could pick your route and register and so on and become part of the group, and we thought we'd need some sort of mobile alert at the very least to say that there's someone nearby to join the group. And that's it.
Any questions?
Any ideas for names?
That don't sound so 70s.
Mentors, have you got any questions? Anything you'd like to ask?
So you focused on cycling, would it also work with walking as well, possibly, or you just focused on one of those?
Theory.
In theory, but our main thought was that we were trying to encourage people who were less confident to cycle, and I guess maybe walking, there's not that barrier, perhaps. Yeah.
Justification was like, especially in somewhere like London, a built-up city, a lot of people don't have the confidence to actually get out on their own and start cycling. So if they have that group to cycle around with, then it makes it much more approachable and it encourages more people to get involved.
And likewise, if you were sat in traffic and you saw a great big group of people riding in, you might be encouraged to think, actually, maybe I could be in there.
And did you work as a group, or did you individually give each other tasks? How did that work?
As a group?
That's good, yeah.
Okay, Team 7.
Okay, we're in Group 6. Can I ask a favour of you all? Just to very quickly stand up and fan the person next to you, because I think the room is a bit disturbing. It's great.
Sorry, now you're talking like
Okay, so you'll remember that we thought of an idea that was to help cyclists, basically help people learn new routes into town or commute to work, or if you're a bit of a nervous cyclist, to find someone to buddy up with who can give you confidence to ride in to work. And if you're an experienced cyclist and this is your town, then a chance to help other cyclists and help people get them out of their cars and of the bus on their bike on the way. So we came up with a few journeys. I'm going to focus on Joanna, who's a new cyclist in Oxford, and she finds our website online to check if there's any routes that are close to her to help her in. She enters her current location. Perhaps if you had a location aware browser, it could find it for you. Or if she's not finding it from where she is, then maybe she would just enter it where she wants to find her route from. And of course, where she's going to. She clicks OK, and the website shows her a few routes that are nearby. She's here. There's a few routes highlighted on the map, Google Maps. I'll show you what that looked like. She was here.
It'll start off giving you possible start points centered on your location.
So this is Joanna's location here. She can see that a route starts here and heads into where she's going, towards she's going, and there's an existing route that covers all of her way to work, except for this little road here.
So a route is a group of people doing a journey.
So an experienced cyclist would have said, right, I'm going to lead a route in and plotted it out on the map. She'll be able to see those routes. They'll be colour-coded a bit like ski runs. If you've ever been skiing, if someone's very fast, they're going to be on a black route. If someone's quite slow, it'll be a nice green route. She can filter those routes down the side here by refining it. Of course, the date's going to refine it, because if that leader's not leading the route on that day, then it won't show on the map. She can put in her arrival time there. If she wants to get to work at 9 o'clock and everyone else is going at 10 o'clock, that's not going to be any good, so she'll just filter it down. Of course, there's an option to filter by speed, and there's some sort of rating system. If she found that the route was really horrible, maybe she wouldn't rate it so highly at the end of the process.
The rationale for that was that we wanted to approach it in a very sort of needs-based, guided nav almost akin to like an e-commerce site, where she can specifically filter the routes available based around her individual needs. So we're kind of catering for all kinds of users, just experienced cycle routes or something more slow and relaxed.
Yeah. So say she wants to find out a bit more about this route here, she can click on the route and see a bit more detail. The route has a name, it's been rated by the people, it starts on the 14th of May at 8 o'clock from Shepherd's Bush. Of course, that might not be where she's starting from. It arrives at 9 o'clock where she wants to go to at Liverpool Street. And it estimates that she would need to join the route at about 8:20 in the morning. It's a slow route, and it's led by Cycling Bob, and she can click through and find out more about Cycling Bob if she wants to. If she wants to join it, she just clicks join, and she's off. So back to our user journey. The next morning she checks her phone to see that Bob's left. If Bob's left and she's nearby, she gets a warning that says, your group's on its way, it'll be passing your joining point in about 10 minutes, so she heads out with her bike. She's standing by the side of the road and she can check the app to see where Bob is and the rest of the group. They're getting close. Oh yeah, look. She can see them coming down the road, look. Bob hops on a bike and they cycle together following Bob until she needs to break off and get to her destination.
So basically a high five kind of thing. So the whole point is, if you move to an area and you want to cycle to work, this will allow you to both find the best routes and start to join up with more people that you can get to know and say, right, I'm going to cycle with these guys, 4 days out of 5. And you'll also be able to rate the routes and get to know people. And
One
Sort of
important
entice people
feature.
out of cars as well.
We've got 20 seconds left. Just one important feature
You've gone
is.
over 20 seconds.
Oh, sorry.
Just quickly.
Very quickly, the app would give you the ability, obviously, to specify your own route if you were going to lead one, or if there wasn't a route there.
Create your own route.
Yes.
Question?
Yep. How do you think you're going to achieve critical mass initially with your routes?
Hopefully we can pull in data from other sources so people will recognise procedure. So people will create a route, and it will be a similar thing to just finding your way from A to B on Google Maps, but then you'll have the ability to say, I'm going to be cycling this route on a certain date at a certain time. I'm going to either be taking it at a nice leisurely pace, or I'm going to be flooring it if I'm a hardcore cyclist. So from the cyclists that I know, they'll start to say, oh right, he's going to do that, and he reckons he can do it in 28 minutes flat, well I can beat him, and they'll start building that way. And this will hopefully bring in people who are more novice cyclists saying, I want to just ride with some people I know. And the experienced cyclists will have started the ball rolling if we market this the right way, if that's the right word to use.
Yes.
Did you guys get a chance to discuss a little bit of how the social dynamic would work, or how the service would affect the group inclusion, group exclusion kind of thing? Like, what if Joanna is not welcome in that group, or she's too slow for them to actually, you know?
Yeah, we had an idea for weekend rides, which it would be able to take the same route, but without worrying about the time we will get to the destination. So it would be a chance to actually meet the people that you're riding with.
So as opposed to trying to do a route that will get you to work for 9 in the morning, you can try it on a weekend and just go, we're going to take as long as we need. So it'd be more enjoyable rather than
It's just that
late work.
during the week you probably don't really want to chat to anyone, it's just worried about getting to work, so it's just basically cycling in a group.
And when you create your route, you can specify the nature of, is it a fast cycle, or you're going to be bolting it in with your road bikes on it.
Really quickly.
Interested in the speed as like a very relevant aspect for what people are searching for. How did you arrive at that, and were there any other sort of assets of fast search you?
That was the sort of skiing-based rating system, or sort of different. We try to keep it simple rather than say we're going to be doing route A at 30 miles an hour or whatever it may be. We thought so. We'll just keep it to sort of fast, medium, and slow. So it's like the lanes in a swimming pool. Yeah, you attempt what you think your own capabilities will let you do. And then if you're happy with that, you can share it with rating systems and so forth. So,
Sorry.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.